Here's how we are going to start our dancing cow project. Last week we practiced this dancing cow, and then you had the opportunity to try one of these other dancing cows. Today I'm going to draw the same one we did last week. You are also going to draw it again, and then if you would like, you can flip your paper over and try it one more time. Then you'll have two to choose from to see which one you like better to actually add color to later on. So I'm going to start with this little dancing cow. Remember, I started it just like this last week with these steps at the top. So on my paper, so my paper is, this tall, I'm going to start my face down here. When I do, I'm going to start with his nose and make a rounded rectangle. On the inside of his nose, I'm going to add his nostrils. Remember I talked about you could do a tear shape or you could do a bean shape. I like the bean shape, so that's the shape that I'm going to do. There's my bean shape, and I'm not drawing my lines super dark. I'm keeping them light, so if I need to erase, I can. I'm going to add in 2 oval eyes, and then I'm going to do the outline of his face. His face starts up here at his eye, and it does a follow the leader line all the way around his face to the other side. I'm going to add his ears, which are U shapes. Okay, and then to finish his head, we are going to connect with a straight line between his ears. We're going to add his horns. Remember, these are crescents. So I'm going to add C's backwards. And then I'm going to complete them by doing another follow the leader line. Okay, so we're going to start his front legs. His legs come down from the bottom of his chin. We have his feet that come over, and then remember, this is our big line. It's a big upside down U, so I'm going to practice with my finger a couple times going over so I can see exactly how big it's going to be. So it's going to go over his body. Okay, then I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to go over his body and connect to the other side. All right, for his back legs, these are going to be letter L's. One's backwards, one's forwards. So there's one. And I'm going to do the other one over here. So I'm going to do his legs not exactly even off the back of his body. I'm going to make feet. That one's going to be a little bit crooked because of the way the paper is, and that's fine. It's going to come back around to his body. It's going to do a follow the leader line again. And that one's a little bit thin. That's kind of funny. And then we're going to add hooves. So at the end of each foot, I'm going to add a hoof. Hooves. There we go. Now I'm going to add the black dots. Remember, these are not cloud shapes and they're not zigzags because the shapes on the cow, if you look here, the shapes are organic shapes. They're like blobs. So I'm going to add some blobs to my cow, and I'm going to make him go off his body. I don't want like perfect blobs on his body. I'm going to add a few. One around his eye. I like putting one around his eye. Make sure I've got one on each leg. Okay, so there are my shapes. There's my dancing cow. Remember, we have to make him on the ground, so I'm going to start over here at the edge of my paper and draw a straight line. Then I'm going to pretend that line goes through the cow and then comes out the other side. So that makes him look like he is on the ground. For a background, remember we talked about you could put in a fence, you could put in little grass pieces to make it look like the grass had some more detail. So we talked also about how when things get far away, they get smaller. So back here, I'm going to add in some V's. But as they get closer, they're going to get bigger because things that are further away look smaller. So I'm going to add in some grass details. Maybe put a couple between his legs, his front legs here. So I've got some grass details, and then I think I'll add in a fence. These are just rectangles, and go off the paper. Maybe one fence post over here, and goes off the paper. And I think that's gonna be good. The next step, once you have your cow drawn, I'd like to see it before this next step. You're gonna come to me, and I'm gonna give you a black Sharpie. When I give you this black Sharpie, you are going to use this very carefully. You are going to outline all of your black lines with Sharpie. So what that means is every line on here now is going to have a black Sharpie line over it. So I'm gonna start right where I did before. And when I outline, I'm gonna go slow to go right around my pencil lines. You don't have to press hard with a Sharpie because it has a really nice tip. These are new Sharpies. If you get one that's an older one and it doesn't work, let me know, I'll switch it out. But you don't want to smash the tip of these. You want them to look very nice when you are done, because that's how we keep our supplies nice. We're gonna outline every single line on here. And this is what we want to accomplish today. So we're gonna outline every single pencil line. Now you're gonna have drawn your cow twice. And so whatever side you decide is not the side you are going to do to add color or to outline with Sharpie, that's where your name is going to go. So every single pencil line gets a black line. Next week, I will show you guys how to use really awesome watercolor crayons, and we will add color with watercolor crayons, and you will really like those. That's a supply that you have not used before. When you are all done outlining your cow, I'll just show you. So let's play pretend. Let's say that I have completely finished outlining my cow. We're playing pretend, remember. On here, do you see how some of the places my pencil line still shows through right here? You're going to take an eraser, one of the nice pink erasers that's at the table, and you are going to erase carefully any pencil lines that you can still see, because that way we will not have any pencil lines left. So we're just going to get rid of those. So today you're going to draw 2 cows, pick which one you like, come see me for a Sharpie, outline everything with a Sharpie, don't color anything in, just outline, and then erase with pencil.